Hello. So, we've got the tea. Have the cozy, fuzzy socks. Oh god. It's kind of creepy. And which I'm going to take off right now because it's so darn hot. Why did I plan to film a cozy video for winter when it's actually 80 degrees today in California? I do not know. I do not control the weather, unfortunately. But here I am, sweating in my room, all with my stuffies to support me. Oh my god, it's hot though. Oh. So today I'm going to help give some tips how to survive this holiday season. So you see, I'm making a video for you guys, but the thing is, I am also currently in a constant state of panic ever since the month started. So the holidays always come advertised and marketed as the time to be happy and enjoy when you have all of your family all together. Yes, even random cousins and aunts and uncles that you never see who are from across the country or the world and etc. The thing is, both neurotypicals and neurodivergent alike tend to be very anxious somehow. That's a bit suspicious. How odd. Despite this being marketed as a very relaxing, wholesome time to be connecting with family, which it is, to be fair, depending on your familial circumstances or whatnot. Sure, it could be, but for a lot of people, me and many of my other neurodivergent friends that I've met online in person, it tends to be a time of anxiety and discontent, whether that be because of a broken relationship, there's some people you don't really care to talk to at the party, there's some ableist people that you really don't want to have to fight with, or it's just plain cultural things that you literally cannot quite navigate, but you just kind of sit there and you're not quite sure how to transgress with a boundary. So let's just say, in all 22 years of my life, it has been quite a struggle just trying to secure my spoons, give myself enough security and comfort to really give myself the energy to get out there and visit a bunch of people I rarely see, and to unmask and all the sorts, and to really just be able to kind of center and ground myself, to be able to get out and hang out with people, family members who genuinely want to see me and say hello, who are wondering about my general health and welfare to check in with me. However, the autism, it doesn't make. I would much rather prefer a one-on-one chat with like anyone when it comes to socializing. Like, I'll call up like maybe one friend. If it's a group hangout, sure, but like what I really like is being able to just sit in the presence of one person if I can. However, I don't know about you guys, but family gatherings become a swarm of people that you never know, and it escalates the situation by 1,000 times%. But anywho, I have found a couple tips and strategies that may help you, and they definitely helped me to survive this long, and mayhaps it could lower the possibility of a meltdown or shutdown, hopefully, for you, and so you're not constantly stressed out at a party. And also how to set boundaries and some strategies if you're really not up to it. So let's go. Alright, so tip 1. The very first thing you should be thinking about is your exit plan, your getaway. This is how you'll literally be able to escape this special situation you're in. Anywho, for this strategy, I'm just gonna be holding my boy Neku for some help. Yes, he's an old one, but he has managed to help me get through many social gatherings I've been. So your very first thing you should think about is your exit plan. Now, whether you're carpooling with someone or you're driving yourself, or you don't really have a choice of either, and you're like me, who doesn't drive, you're just automatically a passenger princess or prince or non-binary royalty. Either way, you should be able to compose a plan with whomever you're going with, or even with yourself. So first off, if you're driving by yourself, you're all good, dude. You can leave by yourself, drive home, set a time, maybe think to yourself, oh, if the party starts at 5, I could leave by 7 or something, and already have that plan in mind. Now, if you happen to be carpooling and going with family, mayhaps if you're in an amicable relationship with them, you could ask them plainly, like, hey, can we go in 2 hours? Like, hey, can we all agree that we could go home early at this time? And be like, hey, I'm pretty sure my spoons will be depleted, or energy. My spoons or energy will be depleted by this time. Can we please go back to our house or lodging by then, so that I won't implode and have a meltdown or whatever. So I won't have a meltdown or get overstressed out and everything. And you'll really want to make sure that you communicate this beforehand, because oftentimes, especially with my family, I happen to have an ADHD mom, and oftentimes it takes forever, and oftentimes it's really hard to communicate because she loves it. I mean, loves to talk to people for like hours, and she's so polite. She doesn't ever want to ruin her conversations with people. So I think it's better just be able to have this plan solidified in mind before going into the party, especially before everyone's distracted mingling, because then it becomes like chaotic and messy, just trying to get everyone together to know what the plan is, and it's overwhelming and also very stressful in addition to already being stressed. So yeah. But anywho, if you're driving by yourself, and if you do feel bad about leaving early, just remember there's no shame in prioritizing your well-being and wellness. And after all, taking care of yourself is the best gift you could give yourself during the holidays, because hell, it is stressful, okay? It is stressful for neurotypicals and neurodivergent. Everyone basically, there's so many implications and social expectations involved when it comes to the holidays. Especially if you live in America, so it's like, which, by the way, it's total autism of me, but I think it's very low-key dumb or arbitrary to follow. But that's just me, who knows? Oh yeah, and if you aren't able to be accommodated by your family for whatever reason, like, you'll stick it out, or, oh, you'll be okay, I actually have a tip for you that could help. But otherwise, I am so sorry that you have to deal with that. Me personally, living in a family where my mom has ADHD and she loves talking to people for like 5 hours extra on end, I feel you. But luckily, I have a tip later on that could really help with that. But for now, let's move on to tip number 2. Hold on, my lighting is dying, the sun is setting. I should have filmed this earlier, but I took a nap and I did not wake up to my alarm, but here we go. I just need to move y'all a little bit. Come here, buddy. Anywho. Anyway, so tip number 2. So even though you have an escape plan in mind, you may want to bring a bunch of tools to help out your survival during the mission, which is socializing, or maybe just standing in a corner and just listening to everyone, which is what I do personally. I'm not sure if that strategy helps at all, but my family that I visit often, they have no idea what autism is, and they think it's nice, and they just kind of, they let me do whatever I want. But anyways, even so, if you're not talking at all like me, you're gonna need some tools to help out your stress management. Being there, talking to people, being overwhelmed by all these noises, you may want to bring a couple tools to help you out. So, first up, every single autism's number 1 suggested item: headphones. So bring headphones, okay? There's gonna be so many noises and people talking, like without a doubt you're gonna need headphones. Headphones help so much in helping me regulate my own noise level in space, to control what I cannot. If the room becomes too overwhelming especially, these things are literally a lifesaver. So if you have any earplugs, loop earplugs, or headphones, I highly suggest bringing some sort of noise cancelling, something to help you control the noise level down a bit if it becomes too overwhelming. Or conversely, if you have like earbuds or anything and you need some sort of music to regulate and focus when you're talking to people, I highly suggest bringing those, because I do know some friends who actually like listening to music when they're talking to people and it helps them regulate themselves. Headphones, what are they called? Earphones, earphone jacks, and conversely even earplugs if you need that noise decibel to be lower. And if you're the type who totally fluctuates between the two like me, bring your headphones and your loop earplugs, which I actually have to find, speaking of which. So yeah, I better get onto that quick before the holidays roll around. But anyways, so number 2, is bring a fidget toy. Now here's the thing, I know not everyone needs a fidget toy, but at least bring something that you know for sure helps regulate you. So this is really for people like me who just prefers having something to deal with their hands with. And wow, it's actually working right now. And so either a fidget toy or a stress ball or some sort of squishy like this. My mini cinnamon roll pusheen. So cute. If you like having something in your hands, helps a lot. My last item that I prefer is having some sort of comfort item. Actually just having a plushie or squishy, that's usually what I bring. I've honestly been doing this since I was a kid, even before I got diagnosed at like 16, and my family doesn't care. Once again, I have the privilege of having ignorant first-gen family peeps, so they have no idea, and they're just like, oh yeah, she's cute, yeah, she's doing her own thing, ooh, look at your bird go. And also, conversely, if you are outside when you're socializing, I highly suggest bringing sunglasses and, oops, right here, a little hat to help yourself. Oh, I haven't worn this in such a long time. So cute. And then wear your shades. I look like an Asian auntie, but it's fine. I look like an Asian auntie, but it's fine. Oh, that's hilarious. Anywho, yes. So once again, as a recap, bring some sort of fidget toy or comfort item, headphones or earplugs. Conversely, I need to find mine. And then a hat and or sunglasses. If you are stuck in an overly bright environment and the sun's out and somehow everyone just wants to talk outside for some weird reason, I could never. So yeah, that was the comfort items. And remember also, even with the items on, make sure if you could find some sort of quiet spot if it's too overstimulating, either going outside or in maybe an empty room of the house, or even just to get a fresh breath of air, or even just taking a walk around the neighborhood or something. Go ahead and do that. But yeah. Oh, I just realized my anime posters are showing. It's really just all of my Twisted Wonderland merch and my bubbles. So yeah, that is my whole room basically, but off topic. Lastly, tip number 3. I cannot stress enough how important it is to uphold your boundaries. Whether or not you're neurodivergent or neurotypical, boundaries are essential to keeping your peace, your well-being, your sanity, honestly, when it comes to chaotic situations. Family interactions are tough for like everyone in general, unless you are luckily blessed and privileged to have a nice family, very accommodating, reassuring, and validating. But for many of us, I'm aware that it can be very stressful to have. There tends to be people who may want to pry about your business, ask you what your life plans are, and when you're getting a kid or something, like have a partner, or actually, when are you getting a partner, and stuff like that. And honestly, communicating boundaries may not always come out perfectly, but once you start practicing them, and you're able to work on it, and eventually you'll become a pro at it over time. But for now, if you're not used to setting boundaries, I suggest just being able to write a note of what exactly you want, of what exactly you're comfortable talking about and what you're not comfortable talking about with your family. And from that list, you're able to already know what you're comfortable with and not comfortable with on the spot, and you're kind of prepared just a little bit. And from that list, you're able to recognize, alright, I definitely wouldn't want to talk about my life plans with my nosy aunt. And then from there you could tell, like, oh, I don't want to talk about my life plans with my noisy aunt, because then she'll tell my other cousins, and I myself am not neurotypical, thus interacting with other neurotypicals, I do not have a sugarcoat way, the nicest way possible that's neurotypical friendly for people to be okay with having. So a script that I use to keep things simple and short is, sorry, I'd rather not talk about that right now. But the thing is, you're not even supposed to say sorry. So actually, don't listen to me. So I'd rather not talk about that right now. How about you? How are things going with you? And redirection redirection is key, honestly, to navigating any interaction, because who doesn't like talking about themselves? Because let me tell you, people like to talk about themselves once you prompt them to. So misdirection, redirect them to talk about themselves. But anywho, if they're the type who tends to just prod on and on, despite your very clear, subtle hint, your very clear hint that you do not want to discuss the topic at the time, you want me to say, I am not comfortable continuing this conversation, and just walk away, honestly. And while it may be a pretty rude to some people, honestly, that is your boundary. You already warned them that you're not comfortable talking about it, and implicitly telling them in their own language, neurotypical code or language, basically, that you don't want to talk about this right now. So why would you do that to me, you know? Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the scripts involve code switching to neurotypical language and jargon, and I myself am just trying to learn to unmask like an in-between middle between what I'm comfortable with communicating and speaking versus them. So I don't know, but for now I hope that is a little bit helpful to you all. And the thing is, people would usually be able to get the hint without being offended, but if they do get offended, that's not on you. Ultimately, that was your boundary. You communicated that you're not comfortable discussing that topic, and so of course you're not going to want to talk to them, right? And also while you're interacting with people, please remember to use your regulation tools that I suggested earlier, whether that be your fidget toy to stim with, or your plushie and just hold the whole time like me. I just stand there like this, and I'm just go, yeah, the whole time. And make sure bring your sunglasses or whatever, your earplugs. I think it'd be really funny if people just keep yapping at you when you have your earplugs on, but it works. I mean, you're there, you have your attention on them, so hi. So my last tip is pretty much just let yourself unwind and sleep, and unmask, be free. You've had a stressful long day. You've managed to navigate hordes of people you don't even know, most likely, and you had to mask, or maybe you didn't if you didn't care and you had no energy. Honestly, good for you. Good for you. I want to be at that level, honestly. Of course, like, if you're not able to do that without getting some sort of weird social punishment, I understand you, but every one of you is different, and I hope these tips really helped you. But anyways, so I highly suggest you wind down, depending on what your special interests are. For me personally, that's watching anime, playing gacha games, just doing your skincare routine once you get home, or even just going straight to bed. Each one works for you. But for me personally, I'm just gonna hug my stuffies and watch my anime now. And I missed season 1 of Blue Lock, but basically change into comfy clothes, whether that be honestly taking off clothes if you don't like those, because realistically that is me, or just wearing a hoodie or giant nightgown or whatever gets you be able to relax, or if you have a routine of having to drink tea before being able to fall asleep after socializing for so long, whatever works for you. Ultimately, I want you to be able to give yourself some time to rest and unwind after such a stressful day, dude. Honestly, as you should. But yes, I hope you all so much luck during this holiday season. It's super stressful for, oh my gosh, for me and you alike, and for so many people during this time of year. We got Halloween, and then we got Thanksgiving, and then Christmas over here in the States. It is overwhelming. Anyways, I wish you all the very best of luck, and remember to treat yourself kindly, even if things do not go as planned. And once again, I hope these tips really helped you in preparing for your social excursions. And also, I will wish you guys a happy holidays. And also, on top of that, I do want to add that these are all tips to help you. Ultimately, if your energy, your spoons are telling you not to go at all, then don't go at all, because ultimately it is your well-being that matters. And personally, I have skipped over a couple holidays already now once I finally got diagnosed, and it has been the most fulfilling thing ever. But if you really want to be able to see family, I wish you luck, and I hope these tips have helped you prepare, and I'll see you later. Bye!